welcome back. This is part 3 to our watch on of
A.R.M.
Our third arm, if you will. If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very good version because copyright reasons of fake sequel and coverage of this and other things. You have a Patreon or channel membership. Stop the link in the description up at the comments. Go check that out. And at the end of this third arm, we will talk about the movie and review it.
They should make this a 3-part film.
Let's finish
and
with the
make
movie, huh?
the third film
My
third arm.
There we go.
It's like Thor's hammer. It can't escape you because of your goodness. There's your turtle.
ഭഗവാൻ കല്ലിലുണ്ട് വെള്ളത്തിലുണ്ട്.
Got a lot of faith swimming through there on one breath.
യോഗ്യനായവനുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കാലെത്തിച്ചിട്ട് ആ വിളക്കൊന്ന് എടുക്കട്ടെ.
Follow the turtle!
Well done, Ajay. Well done. അജയൻ ഇത് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന എനക്കുറപ്പായിരുന്നു. ഐ വിൽ ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി പേ യു. അത് അജയന്റെ സ്വപ്നത്തിൽ പോലും കാണാത്ത ഒരു തുകയായിരിക്കും.
Exactly what happened at the beginning.
Yeah.
കാവുന്നെടുത്ത വിളക്ക് അവിടെ തന്നെ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. യു റിലാക്സ് അജയൻ.
ഈ വിളക്കും കൊണ്ട ചെന്ന എനക്കെന്റെ നാട്ടിൽ തലയുയർത്തി ജീവിക്കാം.
എല്ലാരും കൂടി സംഘം ചേർന്ന ഒരു ചെറുപ്പക്കാരനെ കൊല്ലാൻ നോക്കിയിട്ട് എന്താ കാര്യം? ജാമ്യം കിട്ടാത്ത കേസാ, അതറിയോ? പക്ഷെ ഇതാണ് സത്യം. അതിന് തെളിവാണ് ചിയോദിക്കാവിലെ ഈ നിൽക്കുന്ന യഥാർത്ഥ കള്ളൻ.
സുരേഷ് അച്ചാത്തൂട്ടിയേട്ടനാ തുറന്നങ്ങോട്ട് വായിക്കാം.
നമ്പ്യാരെ, എനിക്ക് വേറൊരു കാര്യം പറയാം. നിങ്ങളെ അറിയിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഒരു മോഷണം നടത്താൻ പോവാ.
Gonna steal your daughter.
നീ വിചാരിക്കുമ്പോ കാറ്റായിട്ടും മഴയായിട്ടും
Nice. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
The Ark of the Covenant?
I think it's one of the like Brahmastra thingies. Oh.
എല്ലാം കാണുന്നവൻ ഞാൻ.
Back in Mohanlal's lair. Man. Malayali, man.
That's good. This is solid silver for me.
Yeah, it's the only issue I probably have is you probably could have cleaned up a little bit of the runtime. Maybe cut off 15 minutes.
Easy.
Just to make it kind of quick, choppier. Like
Couple of the encounters with his antagonist guy who was going to frame him for the thievery.
Yeah.
They did 2 additional sequences with him that were redundant. It was the exact same sequence of I'm framing you, move on, and it didn't add anything to the story.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to a couple more action pieces, because I think the primary thing for this, as opposed to most Malayalam cinema, not that most Malayalam cinema doesn't want to entertain you, but I feel like this one was more. It was like this felt like a Tamil Telugu film,
Very much.
not as massy,
No.
Because like if this was a Telugu film, somebody would have gone 50 yards down there with a punch.
Yeah, it would have been
just fantastic.
Yeah, it would have been wild.
Prabhas and Salar, you know? Which is its own thing, and we love it.
We do.
But I hadn't seen this really.
Not at all.
You
it's not even the closest we've seen
From
would be
Malayali.
Minimal Morali.
Yeah, or
But
like
which was Basil Joseph.
yeah, but like sometimes with Mahmoodi or Mohanlal
Sure.
in fight scenes, but like this big epic kind of historical.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
I mean, I guess we kind of in LGPs with Mohanlal a little bit.
yeah.
But
not like this.
That was LGP's kind of style.
Yeah, this really had a lot of it was and it's kind of what I'm expecting something similar from Kunguma.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But and Silver's really good, by the way. Silver's anything I give a medal to, it was bronze is I saw the effort, but it's not my cup of tea. Silver is I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to go out and seek it again, but if someone wanted to watch it again, I'd watch it with them. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
There's aspects of this that have some gold in it.
yeah. Oh,
Cinematography, production design,
score,
score,
sound design,
score.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
And his performance
Yeah.
as all the characters.
All the characters.
Was fantastic.
It was Mohanlal.
And it was Mohanlal.
It was
Good
Mohanlal.
call.
I was like, I'm pretty darn
Yeah,
sure that's his voice there.
Tovino Thomas was great.
All the ladies did a
Yeah, everybody
good job
did
too.
a really good job. It's the primary thing for me is the same as you was they kind of flattened out
just
in
in a
the
couple
runtime.
spaces. I think it was. I mean, this is his directorial debut. Hats off to you, sir.
Great job.
This is a Herculean effort.
Yeah.
For like, not only a film, Malayalam cinema. I'm sure the budget was for Malayalam cinema massive. Because it
And
looked
it showed.
like it.
Yeah, it showed.
I mean, a lot of times I was really impressed with the CGI. There was a few times like there was like the panther that you could tell was clearly CGI or stuff like that, but it wasn't like a big
Is the composer related? I just noticed that.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did
It's a
Huninan
common
Thomas?
name.
I know it is
It's
a common
name down
Common
in
name.
Kerala. But the production design was
Gokul Das.
Gokul Das.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. Fantastic job. Composer is
That's what we were talking about. Ninan Thomas.
and cinematographer was
Jomanti John.
and editor is
Shamir Mohammed.
all of you exemplary work. And
Very, very nice
that
job.
was like, this is one of those ones that obviously you don't want to, but you could just watch the frames of this.
Yeah.
It would be even prettier in theaters.
And I really liked the tip of the hat to the Indiana Jones type of stuff.
that was a really cool
Because
sequence.
it was a very cool sequence that was predominantly original.
Yeah.
It just had a little kind of like wink, wink. Thanks,
I mean,
Indiana Jones.
Anytime
to
you're
it.
in like an ancient world and you're trying to get
Booby
something,
traps.
you're not.
Nah,
You're
yeah.
never gonna get away. It's like if you do a
boxing movie.
you're gonna be
It's
compared to
Rocky.
Rocky.
Right.
If you do a gangster movie,
Godfather.
you're gonna be compared to the Godfather.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's such a unique film that had such an impact on cinema that you can't get away from it. And they knew that, and they tip-capped, but I thought they did a good job making. I had not seen something like this. That's kind of like I mean, that's not all it was. Obviously, Indiana Jones is like primarily just a go find it and bring it back kind of movie.
Yep.
But this one had a lot more elements.
This was a
to it.
lot more complex.
Yeah. Obviously, reincarnation,
Yeah.
Indian. It's very, very Indian in that aspect.
Which I thought that was they did a very good job. Jithin Lal and Sujith Nambiar, the way it was written and directed, they did a very good job of assuming we were going to track with the change of timelines. They didn't do anything to let us know. They just shifted and assumed we would be obviously aware we've made the shift.
Sound department is, I don't know. There's a lot of names here. I'm just going to say the first one.
It's the first one that's listed is Sankaran AS, but there's 13 names listed with sound. And I mean, some of the credits of the folks on here are PS1.
Ratchan.
Yeah.
We've seen that one.
Minimal Morali.
Animal, PS1 and 2.
Yeah.
Ranju Sanalism.
The sound design was really, really good.
It was in this, like it was from the beginning, you could tell that the sound design was going to be really, really nice.
I think this is a movie in the same way that Triple R really surprised everybody in America. I think this is the kind of film that if somebody hadn't even if they'd seen Triple R, but especially if they hadn't, and they're big fans of Marvel and DC, I think if they saw this, they would be really surprised to know, first of all, this is an Indian film. Second of all, it's not Bollywood.
Yeah.
And that they're making stuff that's as visually I mean, this had, for the most part, it's amazing the budget they used, but it wasn't too far removed from stuff I've seen in Doctor Strange.
No, and they never went. It was very, in the fight scenes, it was very kind of, even though it was like a big fight scene, it was very realistic fights.
It was very grounded fighting.
Yeah, like obviously there's sometimes, that stuff that wouldn't actually happen, or like no way you could physically do that. But in terms of like when somebody gets hit, it's not like, and I'm not bashing this, like it's not when like in Salar or whenever Prabhas punches anybody and they go 50 feet away, which is wonderful. We love that. But like there's just a very different take on it. The fight scenes, that's why I think Telugu probably does fight scenes the best, just because it's so over the top but it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Or Rajnikant, of course.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if the choice to do the fight scenes the way that they did, because the fight scenes, both with the weaponry, the style of fighting, and the look of the cinematography and editing, they were the same in each time period.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was a conscious decision, that we want this through line of it's the same art forms, it's the same weapons. And we said it over and over watching it. Anytime you see combat that's using swords and sticks, they make it look so easy. It takes so much rehearsal time, and it is so difficult to make it look believable and not injure the other person.
Yeah, and I bet they were doing the actual art form, the Indian martial art form that we've seen, I think, a couple times. I bet he was at like all the moves they were doing were actual
and
martial
so
like
arts
if you know
moves.
it, I'm sure it was even more special to watch. And obviously this had Hindu, a lot of Hindu, like I'm sure like the story of the blacksmith and him is like a real story that people grew up with, and I'm sure like there's a lot of other things that
even the turtle probably has.
Yeah,
there's so much symbolism that we probably are not even aware of.
I just assume it's a lot of it's symbolism. Tovino did a fantastic job. I specifically love his. I don't know what was the grandpa character. Al must have been just to play. He's basically playing an animal.
That's the best character.
Yeah, he's playing an animal.
Fun character to play.
His wife in that too, or mom.
Yeah, mom. Yeah,
mom to the younger Tovinos.
No, what a fun.
That must have been a real fun
to play
character.
the money and character.
You're just playing an animal.
Yeah,
at that point,
so animalistically just enjoyable.
Yeah, and cool to shoot too, because putting the hair in front of you, the blood, the dust, and just
the eyes, the contacts to make his eyes that color. Really fun.
I bet it was a lot of fun to play that.
Yeah.
I love Tovino Thomas, man. He makes good choices.
Yep. And so does Basil Joseph.
Oh, yeah, of course. And he's a great director, Basil Joseph. The only one of recent that I didn't really enjoy, and it wasn't his fault, was 2018.
Right.
But, it wasn't his fault. He wasn't the reason I didn't like that movie. I just thought it wasn't as good of a made film as everything else. But, this, you got... Did we watch that one?
Anschweppen Kandatum?
Did we?
I don't
vaguely... remember that, but Battle of Bras.
Yeah.
Then
one of our favorites. Minal
Minari.
That was one of our favorites.
Kala. Not Kulki.
That's a different Kulki, right?
He was in Virus, but that was a couple years ago. And he was in. I know we haven't seen it. I feel like we saw something kind of more recently that had him in it. Maybe I'm forgetting, but. I mean, Minal Minari and Battle of Bras and this, and he's just making really good, interesting choices, and I like that. And he's a good actor, man. This must have been so fun to play.
Yeah,
you'd be like, I could play 3 roles, and one of them is that guy.
Yeah,
and to be like one of the first big, in my opinion, fantasy massy films that we've seen. I know there might
out of Malayalam.
I know we might not have seen all of them. There was probably I know Mohanlal's done a lot of massy stuff, and so maybe that's just something we just haven't explored as much.
Yeah,
but it just seems different for Malayalam. But I love that they try.
They'll do anything.
They're going to try it all, and it predominantly, and I still think in this, story is first.
Yeah, it is. And that's what I'm hoping, again, the kind of thing I'm hoping from Kongova.
Yeah.
It's exactly the kind of thing I'm hoping, is that you good story, good performances, great production design, visual effects. Again, only drawbacks are that repetitive story, like the 3 scenes I felt like we didn't need that were additional scenes, plus some runtime things that we could have cut down and kept things a little bit more crisp in the just the through line of the story per se.
Yeah, I bet you could have gotten down at least 15 minutes.
At least.
So it's like it's a 2 hour,
just get rid of redundancies.
2 hour 25-minute film. I bet you could have gotten at 2:05.
Yeah.
2:10. And I think it would have just been a little snappier.
And it also, one of the other things,
but I was
as much as I enjoyed it, and as much as I really did, one of the things that doesn't take it into the gold level for me as well, and that doesn't, again, that's not a bad thing necessarily. For example, Heretic that I just saw I really liked it. I'd watch it again. It's a silver.
Yeah.
Was just I would have liked to be even more emotionally connected and caring to the characters, so that when risks came, I felt a sense of not just, I'm loving the story and I'm loving the adventure, but I actually cared if someone got hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
That was kind of missing a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Just an observation.
Yeah.
You can't.
It might also, because
hard to do it all.
A lot of it was based on this deity as well. So
yeah, a lot of it is just the symbology.
Yeah. Which is obviously very close to a lot of Hindus and stuff
Sure,
like that. So
sure.
Obviously, if you might have connected even more to it, obviously.
100%.
There's always
Indians and Malayalis would have connected,
but
way more emotionally.
I'm glad it was a good film in my eyes.
Me too.
And it lived up to what the trailer looked like it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I still think it's probably. I mean, I don't know if you can say, because the first half of the year was actually Malayali. Was dominating with A.R.M. and
I have to go back and
Mongol
look.
Boys, Mahmoodi's horror film.
Yeah, this is up there with the top films of the year from the Malayalam industry.
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, obviously the year's not over, and I haven't gone through the list, but I wouldn't be shocked if it made the top 10. At minimum, an honorable mention.
Especially with and some of the other categories. It'll be interesting to go back and really think about sound design and cinematography.
Yeah, because this one was
fun.
On all those levels, really, really good.
Yeah.
On the production
Yep.
levels.
Yep.
I mean, on every level, but it was particularly the sound design, cinematography, production design, lighting. It was all really, really pretty and very well done. So
yeah.
Hats off. Let us know what you thought about the film. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you're going to see we saw a very cut version because copyright reasons. If you see full uncut version of this film and other Malayalam films,
Patreon. The uncut version's there.
you can head over to Patreon or channel memberships. I'll put the link in the description below so you can go check that out. Let us know what our next Malayalam film should be for a
Tovino
watch along
Thomas.
or a review as well. What do we got coming out?
Well,
I know there's one.
From Malayalam cinema?
I know there's a 2024 film that a lot of people say is one of the best of the year that is coming out later in November on OTTs.
Okay.
It starts with like a cake. It's like a KK film. It's Malayalam. I can't pronounce the name very well.
Got it.
But I'm trying to think.
Yeah, thanks for making this one really remember. This is easy to remember.
A.R.M. I can remember that one.
Won't ever forget that title.
But let us know what the next Malayalam film should be. Let us know what you thought about the film and anything else we need to know down below.